Okay, so if you're keeping tabs, I'm Cooter Malloy, and I'm making dinner with a pre-cooked Costco chicken, right? You can buy these at any supermarket usually. I like Costco because it's a little bit cheaper. Anyways, what I've done is I've spatchcocked my chicken, meaning I opened it up. I basically butterflied it, right? So here are your two drumsticks. Here are your two wings. There's the two breasts right in the middle. There's your thigh. There's your thigh. You get the idea. The way I did that was I used my handy dandy Mitsumoto Sakari poultry shears. Love these things. These are the best ones that I could find that do not rust. They're indestructible. Very cheap price. I think they're around $30 right now. I'll put a link in the description. I'll also put a link in the comment section as well. So what I did was when I got the chicken from Costco, I basically put it on a cutting board, flipped it over onto its like stomach side down or breast side down. I cut out the backbone as you see right here. And then at the same time I was there, I cut out the center bone or the breastbone, right? Which is pretty easy. You might want to use a knife if that's easier for you, but I just found that this thing was working wonders and I just used that. Then I cut off the little tail piece and I took out the rubber band thing that holds the two drumsticks, the two ends of the drumsticks together. So what I did was I opened it up and I butterflied it, left it on a cutting board. And then while that was happening, or in the meantime, what I did was I took 4 whole potatoes and cut them up into about half-inch slices, like half-inch rounds like you see right here. I put the potatoes in some water and I boiled them for about 5 minutes just to kind of soften them up because the chicken's already pretty much cooked. It just maybe needs like that 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so in the oven to kind of just crisp up the skin and just continue cooking it all the whole way through, if that makes any sense. So what I also have is I have 3 carrot sticks that I cut up into like 1/4-inch thick slices and some celery, 3 celery stalks. So 3 carrot sticks, 3 celery stalks, 4 whole potatoes. These are yellow potatoes. You can use russets, whatever. And then I also had 2 whole onions that I cut up into like between 1/4 to a 1/2-inch slice rounds, right? Rings, let's say. So then in the bottom of this roasting pan, right? It's just regular roasting pan. I'd say this is around, what is this? Like 9 inches, 9 to 10 inches this way and about like 16 inches this way. In the bottom of the pan, I put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, right? To kind of lube it up, pun intended. I put the onions down so that the onions will basically fry in the residual fat and grease that's going to come off of the chicken, but also in the olive oil. Then I put a layer of the potatoes, right? Got the potatoes on. Then I put the carrots and the celery, right? And then I put the chicken on top of that. So I'm going to leave this uncovered. I'm going to throw this into a 350 degree preheated oven for about a half an hour. And what that's going to do is that's going to cook the celery. It's going to cook the onions. It's going to cook the carrots. It's going to crisp up this skin, this beautiful skin that's on the rotisserie chicken that was already delicious and beautiful when it came from Costco. I'm just basically adding potatoes and carrots and celery and onion to this combination. And if you notice, like I had a little skin tear here, so I just used some skin from the other side to kind of fix that. But you get the idea. What you could do, the chicken is already kind of pre-seasoned when it comes from Costco. If you're buying this at your local supermarket, I'm sure it's going to be the same thing. It's probably going to be pre-seasoned. But what I just did was I cracked some fresh pepper on it using this handy dandy pepper mill. This took me a while to find as well, so I finally found a good one. But this thing works wonders. I will put a link in the comment section and in the description. But this thing is awesome. Fresh cracked pepper. You can put some salt if you want. I would use kosher salt personally because I think regular salt or Himalayan pink salt might be a little too fine. It might be too salty. So maybe kosher salt, just a little sprinkle here and there. You really don't have to season the carrots, the celery, the potatoes, and the onions because all the seasoning from the chicken is going to drip down, right? It's like trickle down chicken. Reaganomics, if any of you remember that. Anyways, the juices and the flavor from the chicken are going to sink down into the rest of the dish. So it's all going to meld together. So I'm going to preheat my oven, 350 degrees. When it hits 350 on bake, probably in like the bigger size oven on the middle rack. I'm going to throw this in, let it sit there for about 30 minutes or so, pull it out and let it sit on the countertop or on a cutting board so I don't crack the tile or the stone or whatever on the countertop. But I'm going to let this sit out. I might even put it up here. Let it sit out for about 20 minutes or so just to let it rest and settle. And then I'm going to go ahead and start carving and cutting and discombobulating this chicken and then ready to serve and eat and all that good stuff. Anyways, if you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, hit the comment section, hit the subscribe button wherever that is down below, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of when this stuff comes out. Post any comments you have down there below in the description or in the comment section or whatever, and I will catch you on the next exciting adventure.